Okay, this you're just telling what the method is to solve the equation. So you've got x to the second and x. So you write that down. So when you have the same variable but it's to two different powers, you need to use factoring properties. Okay, this one you have x second only. That is linear properties. You don't use factoring properties, linear properties. This you have x, and then there's another x, so 2x to the first power, so it's x only. So that is linear properties. Okay, this one we have x to the second, and we have x, that's factoring properties. Now this one you've got x minus 4 in a parentheses, but there's no power outside, okay? So this one you would distribute to solve the problem, okay? So with the parentheses, it's either distribute or you're blocked and you have to use the h. Now this one we have x plus 2, but outside that we have a second power, okay? So we can't distribute. The second power blocks you from being able to distribute. The distribution is blocked, so you're going to use h to the second power to solve it. Okay, that's what I mean by the method. Okay, this one right here, there you have x in a parentheses with minus 2. There's no power out here, so this would be distribute. This one here, you've got x minus 1, and there is a second power there. So this one would be the second power. You're blocked, and you'd use h to the second. So basically with the parentheses, you're either going to write whether you distribute or whether you'd have to use the h to the second. Okay. Now, we have x second only. So that's linear properties. This you have an x in parentheses with a plus 2, and there is a power outside the plus 2. So when you have it in parentheses, you're going to write distribute or h to the second. Well, the 2's here, so you're blocked, so you would use h to the second to solve that. You'd replace this with h to the second, solve for h, and bring that back in. Okay, we have x to the second, and we have x to the first. You are using factoring properties. You have x to the second, and you have x. You are again using factoring properties. We've got x to the second and x to the first. Again, you are using factoring properties. Here you've got x only. There is no x to the second. It's just 2x to the first powers. That is linear properties. Here you've got an x with a minus 3 in parentheses, but there's no power, okay? So you would distribute to solve. Here you've got x to the second only. So the only is linear properties. Here you've got x second and x. Obviously, same variable, different powers means we would apply factoring properties. got x second only. So that is linear properties. Okay, here we've got x with a plus 3 in parentheses. Okay, there's no power, so you would distribute. That's it.